Cats, what's happening? It's a beautiful day. Been raining and raining and raining, and now the sun comes out. I think I'm gonna head outside. Whew. Housework day. So I've been in there running the vacuum and worked up a sweat. And it feels nice outside here, although it's probably chilly to my wife. I'm pretty comfortable. I'm gonna head in the man cave here. What's happening, cats? Nice to have you join me today. Did you ever go out to eat somewhere and you find something that you really, really like? You're eating and you're going, oh my gosh, this is really good. We're coming back here again. And everybody agrees, oh yeah, this place is great. Well, some time goes by and you go back again and you order the same thing because you know it's good. And then when it's served, you find out it's just kind of subpar and it's not exactly the way you remembered it. It kind of happened to us last night. It was Friday night date night, so we like to go out every Friday night. If we can't go out Friday, we go out Saturday night. We call it date night. We do it every week. And I think it's good for us. It gets us out of the house, and it's enjoyable just to spend time with my wife and have somewhat of a romantic evening together. Well, we decided to go one of these big chain restaurants, and about, I'd say, mid-range pricing. Not fast food, but not top of the line. I'm not one of those guys that's willing to spend $200, $300, $400 on a meal. No. Generally, these places you can get by for two people, $50 to $75, depending on what you get. If you get drinks, you can jack the price way up. So we stay away from the drinks. We just do water. But that way we can afford something decent. You get a filet mignon or something that you like. Well, anyway, last night we went to one of these chain restaurants. We ordered the same thing that we always order because we know it's good. And everything that was served to us wasn't that good at all. In fact, it was actually different. Now, well, let me back up a little. This was Asian food last night. And it wasn't, just like the Asian buffet. This was a higher quality place. And it was obvious that the food we had was, I'd say, overcooked, and it had that stale grease flavor, like they cooked it in old grease. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. So I don't complain to the waitress. I don't want to ruin her day, and she's doing her job. It's more like management and in the kitchen that's the problem, not so much her waiting on our table. But what I do is when I get home, I go online and I go to their website, directly to their website, and I file a complaint, because if the food isn't what I'm paying for, if it isn't the quality that I expect, you can bet your bottom dollar I'm going to complain about it. I'm not a troublemaker. I'm not a big whiner. I'll eat just about anything as long as it's not rotten. But when you go somewhere and you expect a certain quality, and especially when they advertise this higher quality, and then you get there and you get much less, yeah, that's room for complaint. But what's going on? Because it's not just generalized to that one place we went last night. It's all over the place. This isn't the first time this has happened. It's like these places are like cutting corners. You go to this restaurant and you used to get like this nice plastic menu with all the colored pictures in there. You could see what you were going to, oh yeah, look at this. This looks good. Or, oh, that looks real good. And now, what do they give you? A sheet of paper that could have been printed on my copy machine, and black and white, and only half the menu items on there that they used to have. So you're reading, something, you don't even know what it looks like or exactly what you're going to get. You're just kind of winging it. Why? Why are they cutting corners like that? They're using this pandemic thing as an excuse for everything. At least that's my theory. Now, I know a lot of people say it's the snowball effect, that it all begins with the production and the shipping and the deliveries and uh, but I don't know. Sometimes I think there's just no real excuse for it. The other thing we see quite regularly now is when we go to the grocery store. Uh, we usually go to the grocery store quite prepared. My wife likes to come up with a weekly menu. She likes to have something on the menu for at least 5 days out of the week. And she'll get the recipe out and she'll make sure we have all the ingredients and everything we. Oh, we're going to need chicken. Oh, we're going to need breadcrumbs, or we need to put cooking oil on the list. And she'll make a list of everything we need. So then we go to the store. We know exactly what we're going to need to create the food that we're going to eat this week. Well, you go to the grocery store and the shelf is empty. I mean, the other day we go to the grocery store and there's literally no pasta, no spaghetti noodles, no macaroni noodles, nothing. There was no pasta. Since when is there a pasta shortage? And you ask the people in the store and they just are like deer in the headlights. I guess the truck didn't come in. Well, then they blame it on the truckers, I don't buy it. I don't. There's a disconnect somewhere, but it seems like everybody's blaming it on this pandemic thing. Is it really the pandemic thing, or is it a fact that people just don't want to work anymore? That's what I'm thinking. Because I'm thinking if people pulled it up by their bootstraps, and let's go to the very beginning where they're going to pick the tomatoes. Get out there and pick the tomatoes and get a truckload. And then if you're a truck driver, load those tomatoes up and get them to the store. I mean, is that so hard to understand? To me it is. I don't understand why they can't do that. Why this pandemic has made things so terrible. I hear stories that people, the pandemic has created a situation where they got sick and they had to call off work, or they maybe lost their job because of the pandemic. But to me, that's all in the past now. It's just an excuse at this point, because nobody's really, you don't see, like at the beginning we were seeing like, oh, the hospitals are full of the max with pandemic victims. This is terrible. Shut down the whole country. Well, now it's not like that at all. It's going on 2 years now. Come on. And things are pretty much back to normal as far as I can see here in the U.S. But boy, are we struggling to put food on the table. And I have the money to buy the groceries. It's just, where are they? Why can't I find them? So V and I end up going to 1, 2, 3, sometimes 4 different grocery stores before we can complete our grocery list, because they don't have it at our usual grocery store that we go to. Yeah, it's a mess. And then, like last night, going out to eat, and you think, well, let's go out to eat tonight. We don't want to cook. And then you get some meal that it actually made me sick on my stomach after I ate it. You just feel that boiling in your belly, and you think, yeah, that wasn't a good meal. And it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. I don't know, people have an excuse for everything, They say, well, it's the millennials now. The millennials don't want to work anymore. Okay, they want everything handed to them on a silver platter for free. They want their college debt paid for, and among a million other things. They don't want to put the effort into it. You've been around here. You've seen my property. You've seen my house. You see my man cave. None of this came easy for V and I. We worked our fingers to the bone to get everything we have. We weren't slackers. We didn't sit around expecting handouts. We didn't beg for loans or handouts so we could do the things we wanted to do. We did them on our own. We figured out a way and we did it. And I just wish other people in our country had the same work ethic, then we wouldn't see these problems. We would flourish. Things would be going very well. And I know it's been said too that there's bigger hands behind the scene on all of this. I don't know the whole conspiracy theories, and I don't even want to know because there's so many different stories, rumors going around. They want to blame the president. They want to blame the Illuminati or whatever they are that are pulling the strings. Behind the scenes, I don't know. They're trying to break us down. They want total control. Why? I don't know. It's very confusing to me and hard to understand. If we keep going this direction, I don't know what's going to happen in the future. And I really pray for my grandkids, and my kids and my grandkids, because they still have quite a few years on this earth. And I tell my wife all the time, I say, man, the way things are going, things could get really, really, really bad. Look at the poor souls in Ukraine right now. I mean, that could be here. That could be right here. Unfortunately, I'm very thankful that it's not. But I put myself in their position and I think, oh my gosh, things could get that bad. So, do I have a right to complain right now? Yes and no. I do, but I should be thankful for everything that I have. And for that I am. I'm very thankful. I do eat well. I mean, you can tell by looking at me. I got a little bit of meat on I don't even call it meat, but gristle and fat, huh? And that's because I eat good. I'm not starving. I'm not lacking for food, but I think you all know where I'm coming from here. This whole pandemic thing seems to have snowballed, and it's continuing to snowball in many different directions, in many different facets. It's affecting all kinds of stuff, and it's just very sad today. Thanks for listening to my rant today. I appreciate it. I appreciate if you leave your comments down below and put your 2 cents worth in for us to peruse over. Love to hear it. Give the video a thumbs up, please. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel. Love to have you on board. Check out my other videos. I've got over 800 videos out there right now, so that's enough to keep you busy for a long time. I hope that I can continue to entertain you. Till next time, cats, I'll catch you all later.